right, here we go. Let us see if this is going to work now. It looks like it's broadcasting here. I'm seeing the microphone bouncing. Let us see. Yes, yes, yes. I'm seeing the microphone input now. If you guys could give me a sound check on the side there, let me know if you can hear it. Okay, giving me 77 if you can hear me. Over here, give me a 77 and we'll get underway. Yeah, made it home safe. Thank you. How you doing, Joseph Camus? Good to see you. Good evening to you. Welcome. Been a while since I've seen you. I hope you're doing okay. We'll wait for people to filter in. Okay, I'm good. The sound's good. Hello, Joni. Nice to see you. Vanilla Rain, Nocturnal Dennis. It was a great trip. We're going to start talking about that first tonight, and then I'll get to the main topic. Suffice to say, I'm riding up the road today, and people were sending me clips. Guess what? Fat Boy's talking about you again on his Hangouts. It's like this guy just cannot keep me out of his mouth. So I feel like I got a couple things I can address in a little bit tonight. A few fables, a few stories to tell, little discussion about pit bulls and the wheels of justice. Craig, thank you. Hello, Jasmine Star, you beautiful thing. Cinnamon hot, hot, hot. Thank you. You made it home and sound good. I really enjoyed the trip. It was really a great trip. Hello, Beatles Cure. Hello, Miss Pudwina. And you can tweet this out if you like and let people know. Sound check, great picture. Everything looks good. Hey, Prepping, how are you? Loud and clear. Good. How you doing, Scottish? Good to see you. Yeah, I thought it's a little creepy, but people always find out talking about Rosie is always good for business on YouTube. Let's get to some other. Hey, Robert, let me just say hi to everybody in here. I got Lisa. Thank you. The trip was great. The success. Let me just say, hey, Gemini. Hey, J Money. The success in a channel of YouTube is never to be measured by the number of people that's on a Hangout. There's a lot of ways to measure success on YouTube. One of them is happiness. Do you show up and punch the clock even if you're not monetized? There was months and months, on and off for years. Occasionally I would be demonetized for long stretches, and people would comment on my channel, Rosie, you don't miss a beat with what you do on YouTube, because it is a blast for me, whether it was monetized at times like that or not. Hello, Opiami. Doesn't matter, Opiami. I will have my say, and that'll make me feel great, because it doesn't matter to me. At the end of the day, it's all inconsequential. Some people look at the measure of how many subscribers that you have on a channel as a measure of success. Other people will look at a measure of how many people on a live stream. Other people will look at a measure of how many channel views that you have over time. And in my mind, when looking at YouTube, besides the fun that you can have every single day and the good time, there's no doubt in my mind that views are what makes the money on YouTube. And what doesn't over the haul is Hangouts. If you look at view counts, and I've said repeatedly over the years, you look at view counts, and it's never borne out that it's good for a channel in the long run when you have Hangouts. You look at a channel like mine, I've taken down 7 million views over the last year or so. The total would have been 20 million views on the channel now, to bring it into compliance with YouTube. That's a staggering figure when you think about it, because there's a real depth of videos in there, whether I put up anything or not in a day. There's a tremendous, hello everybody, there's a tremendous depth, there's a big library in there. If I didn't put up anything, it would be 6,000 to 8,000, 10,000 views in a day, okay, because it's a huge library. So you look at a channel, you look at and I consider her a nice person, Diane. She'll have 600-700 people in a Hangout, but the total number of views over the life of the channel is very small, because Hangouts serve her purpose of raising money and hanging out with her friends. But it's building that library that really builds worth over the long haul. And that's what typically I have concentrated on to do something like that. Okay? You look at today, Requiem for Hollywood Boulevard, right? Maybe 300 views in the first 6 hours. It's inconsequential because that will be picked up by people that enjoy cinematic type of features. Okay, you look at restaurant reviews on the road. You look at metal detecting LA. You look at walking Skid Row. Can you imagine? Look back at that video at the end of the year and try to make a educated guess about what you will see on a video like that, or walking the streets of Compton down there. Not that I specifically set out to do things like that, but when you capture and commit it to video, it really is good for things, and it is something really enjoyable. Thank you, Rock and Rob. Yeah, it was fun, and I put it up because I love doing the content. I don't wake up in the morning and think, how can I shake the money tree of people? How can I grab all this money that these people have? Right? You'll never hear me say, I'm on YouTube to make for the money, for the money, for the money. The money is a consequence of entertaining and bringing the content for people, in my opinion, on here. So it was a great thank you, Blackheart, and thank all of you that watched it. We had another fun Black Widow stream. It's not everybody's cup of tea, but over time people will enjoy that type of stream. But streams, once they're done, they become dead. They don't do anything to help build the brand over time. That's why I say the current situation. Well, I'll get to that in a minute. Let's talk about the trip. It shouldn't be a buffering. Just refresh your connection. It should be good. Just refresh. You all refresh. It always does that in the first 5-minute mark. Just refresh and it'll be fine. Okay. Let me get a 77. Yeah, just refresh your connection and it'll be fine. Take me a place I would never go. Yeah. I will not watch YouTube, but that's thank you, Craig, and thank you guys. So we got a lot of ground to cover tonight, but you always need to remember the first thing is the people that brought you, the people that go with you, the people that hang out with you, the people that were on the streams with Kev TV and I on Hollywood Boulevard, and Scotty D, and the streams that we had walking Koreatown. It really makes it wouldn't be near as much fun if you guys weren't along on those streams. And we don't have to talk and always reach for the low-hanging fruit of being controversial, of being dramatic. We're just out there, people having a good time on the streets of LA, people having a good time on the streets of Las Vegas, as it always has been, as it always will be. Check. I know I got to go to. I'm going to go to the PO box tomorrow. Hey, boss, how you doing? I wrote you back. I hope you got that. Thank you. Susan says your cinematic vids are one of. That's the kind of thing. That's the kind of thing that I love. That I love doing on YouTube. Putting up stuff that's going to leave a lasting library that people can enjoy. When I'm older and I can't travel anymore and can just sit there and put a playlist for LA in September of 2020 and just sit back and laugh and enjoy all the good times that we had down there. The good times with Mr. Z and Monkey Boy down in Las Vegas, all the creeping around the cemeteries, the jumping, all those type of things. Yeah, you go back and look at the streams. I'm doing good, boss. Nice to see you. Thanks for coming in. And anybody else that I missed, I will go to the PO box tomorrow. So let me just reiterate, I'm grateful for anything that I get. Anybody that comes in to view any video on any of the channels. I am eternally grateful for that. I try to edit videos. I try to put videos together so that they make sense. I try to put videos together so that we can learn something on the videos. I've seen that crossroads of the world. Just to give you an example, that crossroads of the world in Los Angeles, a couple times I've gone down there. But then to get the backstory about the guy that owned that land was a gangster in LA and was shot to death on that property. And for some weird reason, his widow decides to make a Disneyland type shopping center. And go figure. What a hell of a story down there, you know? That's the kind of things that I love to do. Rich Life, how you doing, my friend? Good to see you. It's Friday. Yeah, I got home. Jay Berlin, I got home fast. I got a mouthpiece tonight, and I'm gonna use it on here. Okay, and I'm gonna take my time at the pace that I like to take it because I'm very. Somebody said today, Rosie, your whole life just reminds me of the story of the tortoise and the hare. It's like, well, it's just like you get your teeth into something and it takes a hell of a long time to come to fruition. But it is important to thank the people that were also express their generosity through tips and other things. And just being there and the thumbs up are so beautiful when I travel. To have you guys with me and to have that balance between live streams and others. Good evening, Eddie. Thank you, Patricia. It was a very fast ride. Hi, Miss Bailey. How are you? It was a quick ride. I've been home since about 3:45 today. I left about 6:30. Made a lightning quick stop in Buttonwillow just to gas up. Had no issues. I was underway at 6:30 a.m. across the desert. Never reached 80 degrees by the time I got down into the Central Valley of California. It was really, really fast, really comfortable. Remember, it was a very dramatic trip. I had a blowout because I'm lousy when it comes to curbs and hitting curbs, and I damaged the sidewall on a really nice Goodyear tire and destroyed it. And 15 miles south of LA, boom. I hear the bump, 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 and what the hell is that? Unbeknownst to me, that sidewall had pushed out, and there wasn't any amount of Joy Juice or Fix-A-Flat or anything you were going to pump into that mofo that was going to bring that tire back again. And before you know it, I'm on the back of Code 312 Towing Company, going to the Busy Bee Tire on Spring Mountain Road in Vegas, where within 15 minutes the car was jacked up, the tire was changed. God, don't you love a 24-hour Mexican tire operation? I do need a backup tire. And I will work something out there, Rich Life. I will work something out. Yeah, I've jumped a few curbs. I'm the world's worst, Poke and Doyle. I see curbs, it's like a magnet. I got no nighttime vision at night. My night vision is terrible. I shouldn't even be driving at night, right? So when I bang a curb, I do a lot of damage to a tire. And you might not think so at the time. But then all of a sudden when it heats up and you're on that hot Vegas highway, and that car's been rolling for about 250 miles, that tire gets pretty hot and it starts to expand. Right, because of good old Boyle's law, PV equals nRT, right? The pressure is inversely proportional, right? The temperature, remember that? They changed that tire so fast. Yeah, I shouldn't even have called Monkey Boy. It was ridiculous. But it all made a good trip. And then another earthquake hits while I'm in LA. What a trip. I'm laying in bed and all of a sudden the bed, it's like The Exorcist, right? I'm like, what the hell? Did I break the bed? I don't even have a broad in bed with, right? What the hell's going on? And the door's rattling. And I go out on the street, people were screaming out there. I said, I'm going live, man. We just had an earthquake down here. Shakes you up. And what a hell of a trip. Koreatown, the food, Cav TV, just Scotty D, just a probably the best travel week I've had in a long time. It was excellent. Yeah, you were prepared for this type of event. You always hit the one. Yeah, I always hit those things too. How much was the job? They did that whole job for about $100, all in and balanced, which was a good deal. The tow guy was good, covered by my insurance. You know, if you're going to be a nomad, you need to have some insurance, right, for breakdown. Want to be out there. Suppose I had been midway between Barstow and Las Vegas, right? 50 miles from Barstow, 30 miles from Baker, right? Do you know how much their tow truck's going to charge to come out there and grab you? And then you got the additional problem. It's a Sunday. And where in the hell are you going to get a tire on a Sunday? And especially a freaky little size like is on that van. Now, don't get me wrong. I love that van. I love that van. It is as dependable as it can be. But I found out how few places can really work on that and how rare the tires really, really are. So we'll see. At least Elmer's okay. He's a good friend of the channel. He just, he speaks German. He's doing the best he can. He sent me beautiful, beautiful pictures. Jew said, I think a van dweller would at least have 5 to 10,000 saved at all times. Regardless, yeah, Murphy's Law, O'Kelly's Law. I don't want to be that person traveling that has to be on the side of the road, go live, tell people I need help out here. What does it say about me as a nomad? I don't see any other nomads out there. I mean, bread truck Paulie, right? With his bread truck, broke down his starter today. He's not out there hounding people to pull his ass out of the fire. He's getting her done. Thing I say, if you're going to be a nomad, take responsibility. For travel comes risk, particularly in the desert. And begging is not my jam. That's right. And I'll tell you what, that could have been 117 degrees in that desert. And I'm roasting my butt off. But you know what? I got things well in hand. I call Geico. I got the towing package. They're like, no problem. We'll call the tow company. 312 comes out. He calls me. Hey, I see you on the opposite side of the road. Let me swing down to the Prim exit. We'll turn around and come back up. I got you. Within 5 minutes, I'm on the back of that truck. Within 20 minutes, I'm in the shop. Got things all figured out. You know why? Because I don't have my thumb up my ass figuring out what my next call is going to be. And why in the hell is it your responsibility to fix my van when I'm the one that's having fun on the road? I'm the one that's getting the content. I got to bear some small bit of responsibility for my own travels out there. Now, don't get me wrong. I appreciate the beer money, the food money. People are always very generous to me traveling because I try to give it back with content. I try to produce content that people will enjoy, but I take basic responsibility. So if nobody gave me a thin dime for the next 3 years until I reach full retirement or whatever, I don't have to depend on anybody for anything. Yeah, it kind of skates through. You can call it e-begging, whatever. It's just the reality of life. Don't travel if you can't sustain yourself on the road, in my opinion. Yeah, real talk. Real talk, Jews. Tell you the truth, I'd be GD embarrassed to go live. The reason I recorded, I want to show people how you get stuff done on the road. People are like, Rosie, you're so cool out there. You're cool as a cucumber. Yeah, you know why? Because I got stuff well in hand. But how embarrassed I would be to have to stand out there and tell you guys, I need money for this and I need money for that. That's an alpha male. Things like that do more damage to the reputation of the nomad and van dwelling and traveling community than anything else on planet Earth. You know why? You know why people get tuned in? You know why people get off on beaten e-baggers and stuff? Specifically because of those type of situations. It's like, why in hell should I reach into my pocket to support you when you don't take steps to support yourself? Now, look, some people can be in dire need, right? I've helped people on the road. I got a call on Christmas Eve from my friend Tim McKenna. And says, I left my wallet on a gas pump Christmas Eve. Can you send me some money? Sure. Stuff happens. That's what friends do. They jump into those situations like that. But to expect that that stuff goes every, hey Jen, and to expect that that crap goes on every single day is disconcerting, and it gives a real bad name to the nomad community. People appreciate people that handle and take care of their own stuff. They don't get the sympathy views, the drama views of what am I going to do, man? I'm broken down in the Everglades, and my generator's down. What am I going to do? I need your help, guys. I need your help. Taking care of your own stuff. How about working 46 years and then hitting the effing road? How about that? How about doing that? Having all your ducks in a row and taking care of your responsibilities in life, and then hitting the road. So you don't ever have to be in a situation where the cost of $100 battery is going to put you out of the game. So that's why these people come up to a situation where one breakdown of a reasonably large nature comes along and it's game over for them. They have no ability to fall back except to go live and beg you to bail them out for their own stupidity. And that's the bottom line. Ramen Noodles, thank you for bringing light to these eras. Yes, when I first came on in 2015, I had people like, there was a lot of people, I'm not going to mention names, we know a lot of people that were very, very strident about e-begging on YouTube and things like that. And I used to sit there and scratch my head and think to myself, damn, why do these people get so upset? And it took me about 5 years to realize that you're not doing any favors for anybody on the long haul by bailing people out. Okay, in fact, you can be a stumbling block to their ultimate life success by being an enabler. And it's a term that I only became really intimately familiar with over the last six to 8 months. When I finally put the whole picture together, because I've gone back and looked at some things that they had said, that you're not really helping them over the long haul. You're attenuating the misery to a point in the future where that cataclysmic breakdown occurs. Then this person is useless in the workforce, and it's like game over. And I really firmly believe that now. That those people who I used to question about that, their hearts were really in the right place. Yeah, some of their methods were a little rough. Hey Shayna, how you doing? Some of their methods were a little rough, but a lot of people managed to get it on their way, and Brad Silverdog highlighted many of them. GT4s, there's just a ton of people that just ended up having to stand on their own 2 feet in life and turn away from that. And I don't expect it to be any different this time. So, Elbo, you can sit there and laugh and hot tooth and think that you've got the last laugh on people out there. But see, what you don't realize and what you don't think about is you're living on the thin sole of the shoe of life. Okay? About that close to just punching through on the soles of your shoes. And there's going to be nothing on the other side of that. I'm reminded when I was a kid, when I was younger, and my kids were little, how much they loved Aesop's fables. The ones about the sour grapes. You know, the crows can't drink out of the crows can't reach the grapes on the grapevine. Yeah, I didn't want those stinking grapes anyway, right? Yeah, who wants their rotten any right sour grapes? Who needs that monetization anyway? I'm just here as a hobby, right? The old sour grapes, okay? It's amazing how many fables fit real life. Or how about the tortoise and the hare, right? The tortoise bounds ahead. Look at me, look at me. I'm back in the game. Look at me sprinting down the road. And here comes the tortoise, slowly just loping along. Slow and steady wins the race. Today when I got home, nice to see a letter here from the U.S. Probation Office, United States District Court, Eastern District of Virginia. As you guys know, in January of 2019, there was a police SWAT executed on the Rancho here by two gentlemen, John Kelly and John Denton. Now, these people had tortured me by Gmail for a long time. They're people that called in. They're people that called in bomb threats to churches around the nation. They're people that left a wake of destruction, hatred. White supremacist group targeted black churches, waited till the church services were underway, or choir practice was underway, and then they would make the call in. Right in the middle of the service, the reverend has to stand up and empty the church. Really, really bad stuff. Hundreds of SWATs. Hated trans gals, hated gays, hated blacks. Do you know that it took a year and a half of dogged determination here to see the end results? On July 21st, 2020, defendant John Kelly was convicted of conspiracy to commit offenses against the U.S. to wit interstate threats to injure. His sentencing hearing, he pleaded guilty, sentencing on November 17th, 2020. John Denton will be sentenced on November 17th, 2020. On November 21st, the other defendant will be sentenced. Don't be fooled. My point is that the wheels of justice turned incredibly slowly from the first night, where many people denied that it even happened here on the Rancho. Even to having a friend tell me that I was effing lying about it came down. It was a painful time in my life. But you know what? I was a pit bull. I wrote letters. I attached witness statements because Missy Jane was very shaken up as a result of that night. And I'll never forget the way that night came down. But the important thing I'm stressing here is I stayed on that like a pit bull to make sure that every time they asked me for information and statements, I was one of the 6 people and groups that were affected that submitted statements. This is just part of the people that I'm pursuing on YouTube that still insist on messing with family, messing with jobs, messing with professional people, making outrageous phone calls because they have burner phones and they push star 68 and they think that they can't be traced. The tale for Elbo is that the wheels of justice grind slowly, just like the tortoise and the hare. Right now, you are like the tortoise that managed to get his ass out of a snare. And instead of facing forward, clearing yourself and thanking God that you got out of that snare, you insist on looking back and flipping the bird to what you left behind. Big mistake. Big mistake. You know why? Because the wheels of justice turn slowly. And some people are pit bulls and they do not let go. Yet, they have the staying power to be there week in, week out, letter after letter, email after email, statement after statement, sworn statements, month in, month out. It's one of the things I've always been blessed with is an incredible amount of patience and just plain dogged determination. It takes a lot for me to get my jaws into something. I'm generally somebody that just lets things go. You know, chalk it up to it's just life. You win some, you lose some. But when you insist on taunting, flipping off people and thumbing your nose, and as I'll detail in another hangout, hopefully in the next 3 or 4 days, the trail that you and I personally went down over the last 2 months, that will be told on YouTube. The story will be told in all of its glory. And I'm just sitting patiently now, waiting for the curtain to go up on the final act on that. I can't guarantee things go my way at the end, but it doesn't really affect me because I move forward. I move forward with my life. I keep bringing the content that I want to bring, unaffected by whatever BS that you happen to be ensnared in, Elbo. It's not consequential to me. Because if you see in the title of tonight, it's a win-win situation. Do you know what a win-win situation is? You make a big bet on a stock, then you get your original money back, the stock takes off, you take your original money off the table, plus a nice normal profit, and then you let the rest of it ride. That's a win-win, man. You already got your win. All you can do is win some more. We're in a win-win situation. It's not consequential to me whether you're monetized or not. It's not consequential how many people watch a live stream, because at the end of the day, the win is that your library of the base that you built upon is gone. And it doesn't matter how many hangouts you do. What really goes into the algorithm is just like me, that base of travels, adventures, purposely sloppy eating, getting white goo all over your face, waking up in the morning and think, how can I get the most attention today? What can I do today to stir it up? Imagine that, waking up in the morning. What can I do to make an ass of myself today? What can I do to be a circus clown to ensure that they're talking about me? Well, you can ride the wave right now. But the bottom line is in August, you were dead. Yeah, you'll get a little bump up now as there's some interest in the comeback story. But remember Napoleon's 100 days? How glorious! Viva l'Empereur! It's a win-win situation. The only one that doesn't realize that the war is over is you. Okay? You're jumping up and down like Napoleon exiled to St. Helena, thinking that you're going to make some big comeback on YouTube. So you be as controversial as you want. You put the bait out there, so hopefully you'll go the troll into giving a real name out so you can go to your lawyer and sue for defamation. Keep spinning out your BS stories of what you're going to do and who's going to pay, because it's a win. We already took our money off the table. All right. Hey Brad, how you doing? We took our money off the table. We're in a win-win. We're in a bonus play situation. It's like a pinball machine. Bonus time. Right? We can't lose. We absolutely, positively cannot lose. But there could be more thrills and chills coming up, because pit bulls keep their teeth buried right in the hiney while the wheels of justice turn. And what you ought to know, and what I proved to two people on here today on YouTube, because they're people that I trust intimately on YouTube, and they will vouch for me. They will not disclose what I disclosed, but they will say, yes, that was a truthful communication. I don't know how things will turn out in the end. Like I said, it's a win-win situation. I don't really care. It's not going to affect my life going forward one bit moving forward into the future, because I'm going to do the same stuff that I've always done. Plod along like the tortoise, doing my little videos, doing my editing, having my fun, food reviews, meeting people, because that's what I joined YouTube to do. But what you fail to understand is when people reach a certain level on YouTube, and not many people reach it in the community here, is you get stepped up access to YouTube. Now, it does not mean that you can pick up the phone and call YouTube. Oh no. You have to be that pit bull that goes through 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 iterations of back and forth before your voice is really heard. First level is they direct you to go to the help section on YouTube, where you just look it up yourself. And if you have an issue, you put it in the feedback section. Maybe they'll answer it, maybe they won't. The next step, you have email support. You email them. You get somebody that writes you back. You go up to the next level, and you have a chat box there. You can chat with somebody at YouTube. Now, bear in mind, I'm the kind of person that just likes to move ahead in life, okay? I got no ill will for anybody, but what was done to me in the month of August and September was unforgivable, and it set me on a course that I don't know how it's going to turn out. The story will be told. And the night I tell it, I already told my friend 7 beers ago, I'll be telling it on his channel on here. Sometimes you shouldn't poke the bear. And just because other people flag and long form and they don't get any results, yeah, because they literally don't have enough standing, and it could be literally the reason that they think that some channel went down may not be the actual reason, is I will disclose when my night comes to disclose that. It could be something that was novel and not really seen before by YouTube, that was so far out of bounds of what's allowed that it calls for an immediate strike down. We just don't know. I've purposely not mentioned anything about people in a van, anything like that, because it's not my place to know that kind of. It's not my place. I don't speculate on things. I go for the sure thing. This is a win-win situation here. But as I'll demonstrate, hopefully within a week or so, how low someone would be willing to go because of just outright jealousy, because they can never achieve what you achieved on YouTube. And it rankles them to the point that they wake up in the morning so bitter at their failure and lack of success on YouTube that their whole driving force becomes to try to terminate your channel. That's a story that I look forward to telling in the next week or so, and it's going to be a hell of a story. Okay, but once again, the wheels turn very, very slowly. You know how long it takes? Think about fishing. Think about fishing. Do you know how long it takes sometimes to even get a nibble? You know, a good fisherman will sit there and just keep casting out, reeling in, casting out. They won't be defeated. Pit bull, the win-win situation of YouTube. So like I say, it is a win-win. It's not consequential to me. I've got Terror coming up in a week or so to hang out. I got Mr. Z and Monkey Boy coming. I'm going to have a good time. Halloween's coming, guys. This has been a shitty year, 2020. I think so many of us are going to so relish the holidays this year that Thanksgiving is going to have so much more meaning. The Christmases, the Canadian Thanksgiving, the American Thanksgiving, when we see our families and we can put our arms around them and say, God, we've survived 2020 so far, this horrific year of death and just misery upon misery upon misery. I'm going to live my life happy, as is 95% of the side chat. But I'll tell you, remember the story of the tortoise and the hare. Have your moment in the sun, have your glory, have your victory lap. Okay? Just remember this, they were partying on the Titanic too, right? And we know how that turned out. How you doing, Doris? Good to see you. I'm sorry I haven't seen the side chat. Hey, Zeus. Everything is now just contrived for maximum attention because you have a channel that's basically dead. Okay? All right? So we know what the game plan is. Be controversial. Have as many people talking as possible. But it too shall fade. It'll fade because you know what? You have to rely on content, right? You can only do so much. And like I said, these hangouts do nothing to build up a channel, much less build a monetary base. When you lose a library of 5,000 videos that you didn't even have the sense or were too lazy to back up, think about that. Not that there was a lot of work in them. There was never a whit of editing or anything, but 5,000 videos, some which had quite a few views. How hard do you think it is for lightning to strike a second time? Okay. I know because Missy Jen had a 1 million view. I deleted a 500,000 view video. I know what 500,000 view videos are. I mean, that's a rare lightning strike, let me tell you. Because you get older and you get even lazier and you don't want to do anything except sit there and beg for money and beg for money. So we'll, it's going to be interesting to see how everything plays out. But let me tell you, don't assume. YouTube has over 40 million channels to watch, of which probably, what would you say, 1/100th of 1% require attention in a month. So you're still talking about 400,000 channels. 40,000 channels that need attention every month. It goes really slow. Remember RV Devs? Remember RB Deb, somebody hacked in and took her channel and it became the Pimple Popper channel for 2 agonizing months? Deb had to see some of her videos removed, and this person totally commandeered her channel. You know what? She about gave up. 6 weeks, 8 weeks, finally, when she had just about thrown in the towel, here comes her channel back. Things take time on YouTube. This is the thing that I want to impress upon YouTube. Things take time. And I will show the proof, and I have revealed the proof to 2 people that I hold them in great esteem because of friendship and their ability to keep a confidence. When the time comes, I guarantee you 100%, I will reveal the intricacies of my conversations with YouTube. And one of them commented today, this is a rare glimpse behind the scenes of YouTube. And it is. Not that I'm any better than anybody else, but it's nice once in a while. And I don't ever do it. I leave people alone. I don't strike people. I don't copyright strike people. In 7.5 years, I never had a copyright strike. I leave people alone. I'm appreciative when people like Polka Doyle, they'll, I love the content. Or Brad Silverdog will take time to write me and say, hey, do you mind if I use this? Or do you mind if I put that in there? And you know how flattering that is that somebody takes the time? Would I ever strike Brad or anybody else? And there's been some horrendous crap put up about me. Never in a million years would I strike them. Why? Because they're making content. They're taking the germ of an idea we all know about and turning it into a higher form of entertainment. And if you can't take it, don't be on YouTube, okay? That's always been my philosophy. I have people that have 8,000-10,000 views on some of my original stuff they've uploaded on their channel. Oh, thank you. Good to see you, Witty Widow. Thank you. I appreciate that very much. So, I do see Witty Widow. She's another person that exhibits a tremendous amount of patience, and that's what it often takes on YouTube. A lot of patience and a lot of pit bull to keep the wheels of justice. I ultimately put it to YouTube, and like I say, I don't know the answer. To me, I'm going to move ahead. I've done what I could do. I didn't want to be involved until the hammer came down on me. When the hammer struck me hard, I had no choice but to roll up my sleeves and begin to take action over the last month. And take action I did. Like I said, I wouldn't even mess with, I don't even care. It's a win-win situation, right? But when somebody is that feeble-minded and that weak and exhibits that amount of jealousy and envy of the skills that somebody else has, the knowledge, instead of trying to gain and hold that friendship dear, and the advice of an older mentor or somebody that can teach you some things, maybe help beat your life into shape a little bit. You choose because of jealous rage that you'll never be what I am, to go down a path that I don't think anybody ever went down on YouTube before. And that's a sad commentary, isn't it? But you're a very sad, pathetic person. And that's the bottom line on that. So, hey Kimmy, how are you? And it's the other people's, smooth brain, exactly. I like to hang around people that know more than I do. I love to hang around people that are more skilled than I, that do better videos. You think I'm jealous when I click on Peter McKinnon's video? The guy went from 0 to 1 million subscribers in a year. You think I'm jealous? No, I'm trying to learn what he does. I'm trying to learn to be a better videographer. You think I watch Bob Wells and get pissed off because he has 300,000 subscribers? No, I'm trying to learn how to be a better nomad. It's not to be, not to berate the success that they've had. You think I look at Black Bigot and say, "Man, you really went up there." I'm a friend of a guy. I can pick up the phone and call him and talk to him. I don't understand how weak-minded some people are, and how, I guess the word is infantile and juvenile. How everything is couched in terms of a pathetic competition. It's something to be won at all costs, even at the cost of plowing friends into the earth. A really sad statement, a really sad indictment of the way that some people's brains work. What's up, Kitten Cat? How you doing? Help info, YouTube. How you doing? How you doing? I'm trying to remember your name on your YouTube. Fiction Fighter. How you doing? So, there will definitely be a time to tell the story, and then you can be the judge of whether you think, and some of you will, that I was worthy of that treatment and worse. But I feel like the overwhelming majority of you will realize what a very disgusting individual this person is, that has no guidance, zero moral compass, and you know will stoop at nothing, the dirtiest player in the game. Well, like I say, we're in the. If you ever played Texas Hold'em, and many of you have, they deal. Everybody gets two cards at the beginning, right? And you can choose to see the flop where they lay down the three community cards. And as they turn that first community card over, around the table the bets go. Some people see the bet, some people raise it, some people fold their hand. Okay, then you get the turn card, the next to the last card. Then you get the river card, the last card. The card that makes or breaks. Well, we haven't turned that river card yet. But I think that river card is going to turn, and turn in a big time way, to give me what they call in poker the nuts, which is the best hand that you can have. Okay? Truly the way that I feel about it. I'm very frustrated sometimes at how slow things go in life. I was frustrated how long it took to bring these horrific individuals to justice. They would execute a SWAT on this Rancho in January of 2019. It took a year and a half, and they still haven't received their final sentence. Almost 2 years. But you know what? I savor that, because that was a pit bull with teeth dug into the situation. I was determined to find out who did that. And remember, I went live and I told you guys the horrific story of some of the church SWATs these people had called in, bomb scares and all the terrible things. But it took a long time. Many people doubted. Many people said I was full of shit, that we never had. We never had a SWAT on the Rancho. United States Probation Office, United States District Court, Eastern District of Virginia. That's the bottom line on that. Slow and steady always wins the race. Be factual, be fair. Try not to let things upset you. Thank you, Blackhearted. Maybe check your PO. I will tomorrow. Thank you, honey. I definitely will. tomorrow. Thank you. My greatest wish was to just, I never made a big deal about it. I did a video breaking my 6 months of silence. I never talked about the guy. But inevitably on a weekly basis, he would always talk about me. Hosey this, Hosey's past, this was this, this was that. I moved on with my life. I was prepared to let it, all this go. I didn't stand there and gloat and jump into hangouts and victory dances. We're all hanging by a thread on YouTube, right? But then when you really come at me in a major way and you're determined to try to terminate my channel, then it's on. So I better believe I'm going to do my best to try to see it through with that dogged pit bull determination. I probably won't win, but I'll walk away feeling like I did the very best that I could. The very best that I could. Hi, Janet. How are you? See, no, I didn't believe. Yeah, my friends didn't believe me. That's right. They're the friends I didn't need in my life anymore. You know, that's what I'm saying. That was a real moment. But life got better for me, and I don't hold any ill will. I wish I could still be friendly with a lot of those people, but that's life. That's life. How you doing, Brad? Nice to see you. Yeah. So I think just like I wanted to move ahead in life. I wanted to put it. I didn't want to think about it. Right. My fun is traveling. My fun is hanging out with people. My fun is goofing around when we're reviewing a meal or walking down the streets of Hollywood Boulevard or a Black Widow spider. Not everything is measured by view counts or how many people are on a stream. If anybody can look at last night's stream and think that we didn't have a good time, and not once did we have to mention the number of people that were on the stream or watched the stream because it was not consequential to what we were doing. We would have done that if there were two people on the stream. You know why? Because it's fun and it's kind of bone chilling and fun to be out there at the cemetery. Hey, Dean. Like to panel up. DIY with Dean. Yeah, I don't do too many panels. Thank you, Diamond. I appreciate that. True friends are very hard to find. I picked two people today that I confide a lot in, and they've earned, and in time I will disclose who they are, but when I go to tell my story, and then you can judge about, we can all weigh out about what resulted in the termination. You can all make a decision about that. But just understand the story I'm going to tell was very novel, probably untried before on YouTube, and very controversial. Could I have lost my channel? Yeah, I potentially could have. Was I glad I had an inroad on YouTube? Yeah, you better believe I was. That's how pathetically deranged and psychotic this particular person is. Way off. All the travel, all the trips to Las Vegas, all the birthday celebrations, all the van repairs starting in 2015, all the fun travels through the Midwest, all the meals, all through Mexico, all through Canada, all the laughs, all the good time, all the discussion in February of 2018. Well, gee, I'd like to have the van restored. We talk about it and people go crazy. No, don't work on restoring the van. That time, like, I said, what's in it for me? Well, you can get the content and I'll get a van rebuilt. I thought that's good. That's cool. Open up my home for 5 months. Run up massive electric bills. $400 electric bill on a place that never runs above $60 a month. half-hour showers, plumbing fixtures pulled out of the wall, outrageous stink, a van with wet rugs. Somebody's like, oh, you milked that for 5 months to do it. You know that van had to be gutted down to the metal floor? That van came in with dripping wet rug, so much rot underneath of the refrigerator that I had to build a new stand in place underneath of it, pull all new electric, seal up a leak that should have been fixed 2 years ago. All new paneling, all taking a sleep sofa base and turning it into a dinette. Building a bed in the back. You don't think that that takes time? It's not like I do it for a living, right? You put all that together, do the math, add it up. Let's put 2 and 2 together. You put all that together, plus the food, the meals, the purchases of food for Rancho kitchen stadiums. The meals out. The liquor. The good times. Add that all up. And does that equal because a few trolls had a little sport on the text-to-speech? No. No, my friends, the truth was revealed at the end. That everything was done in a mean spirit of jealousy, with a forethought plan of what was going to happen when it was time to go. It was all a well-conceived, crafted plan to be the dirtiest player in the game at my expense. Right? Hardly have the bumper clear of the Rancho before I have to get the shiv out of my back, right? That's how much my 5 years of friendship meant. Zero. Was I hurt? Yeah, it hurt my heart a lot. I thought our friendship would be strong. I thought it would last. But at the end of the day, I realized I'd been used. But you know what? You get up, you dust yourself off, you point yourself forward, you don't be vindictive, you just let it go. You put that person out of your mind and you move on. Yeah, there was forethought. That was definitely a planned execution of that. And that's the real sad part. It didn't matter how much was done for him. It was all a devious plan. Well, you know what? You sow the wind, you reap the whirlwind. You put out bad karma, you get bad karma. You hurt people, you get hurt. You become so brazen, you become so bold that you take such great risks that you don't even think about the consequences. And you wake up one morning and everything that you worked for, your base of earnings, everything is gone. Taken away from you. And at that moment, you're exposed that it was because of your very sordid and negative nature that you reached this point. Others see the entertainment value. I see a whole scene that is truly pathetic. For a 40-year-old man to be reduced to being on the side of the road begging for a battery. Yeah, they have a nose for hearts. That's right. So last. No, I'm not going to. I'm not going to comment on that. I haven't watched a lot of stuff. Of course, I saw the Facebook friend that was picked up. But I have nothing to say on that regard because I don't know all the particulars and the legalities, and I don't feel like it's my place to speak on something like that on a public platform like this. Whatever works out, works out. But remember, there's a lot of ways that you can lose a channel. But it is exceedingly rare that one, what I call the Moab, the mother of all bombs, maybe 1 out of every 100 terminations is the mother of all bombs. It comes through with one big strike. And it's shock and all. You wake up or you're there rolling along, singing James Brown, and the next thing you know, you have been terminated. Right up on your live stream. That's your biggest WTF moment. But it won't be the last one, okay? It's what we call the hubris, what the Greeks called that idea of hubris, like Icarus. You get your wax wings and you can fly close to the sun, right? You're invincible. Invincible. Thank you, GTB. Keep your head up. Yeah, I'm saying, look, I got the content out of it. There's no doubt about it. I've got a good body. I've got a good body of work showing how you can really do a nice restoration on a Class B, gut the thing and put it. I got the content I wanted, but that was the deal. But for the people that think that you milk it out over 5 months, try doing a van rebuild in the rainy season during holiday season. Okay, not summertime. Pulling up here in October, and the first thing you have to contend with is you got wildfires in the area. Hell, J.K. NoCal's town almost burned down. Then the rainy season comes and you're slopping around the mud. Then everything you do, every bit of material you purchase, everything you design, every template you cut is a one-off piece. There's no mass production. Everything has to be thawed out. All the screws have to be removed. All the rust has to be taken out of the floor. The dirty rug has to be removed. And the damage to the wood was horrendous. Now, why wasn't it fixed? Because of a 4-letter word. Anybody know what the 4-letter word is? The most dangerous 4-letter word in the English language. Anybody know what it is? Anybody want to venture a guess what it is? Let's see. Anybody want to venture what the dirtiest 4-letter word is in the English language? Yeah, destroyed it. That's right, Brad. Thank you, Miss Padwina Lazy. Lazy. Why, well, you know, who knows where the water's coming from? It might be underneath the refrigerator. I'm not going to worry about it. I'll find some sucker to do the band. I'll figure something out. Right? Leaks everywhere. Not an easy job. Not an easy job. And have to live your life and have to prep for the holidays with Christmas trees, Halloween lights, and live life. So Missy Jen has some kind of a semblance of a holiday. God love Missy Jen enduring all the mud and with nothing but a smile on her face here. Putting up with that oaf here on the Rancho. God bless her heart. I will love her forever and she will love me forever. That's cool, Lisa. Yeah, the van build turned out good. How you doing? How you doing, Darren? Good to see you. So it's pretty sad when you come to the conclusion that everything was the contrived thing upon exiting to, to do the same thing as now. Do controversial things, call out people. get the views, but it's a win-win, guys, because that channel will never, ever, it'll be a shadow of its former self. It won't be a money-making channel, and that'll be it. You understand what I'm saying? The win-win situation. We got our money off the table. We got our bet back plus some. We doubled our money. Now we're letting it ride on the table. And that's the beautiful, beautiful thing about that. You prefer put your blood and sweat into the project just to be exactly. Yeah, I don't know how it looks now, Brad, but I remember when I was doing the build and people said, "Oh, Rosie, you're violating your single most important law, that your single most important belief that a person can't change his or her basic nature." And it's very true. I deluded myself for a long time in thinking time working together, uh, being out off the road for a while and being in a comfortable place and having a warm environment, clean showers would work some kind of benefit. But how very wrong I was. How very wrong I was about that. That's called the triumph of hope over experience, right? Yeah, I injured my finger seriously. You don't know how dirty the filth was in there. You don't know what kind of, you don't know whether you're touching, uh, uh, you know, fecal excretions, other excretions there. You have no idea what you're touching on those surfaces, right? Buckets, bags. You got no concept what you're getting into when you do that. But you do the very best that you can because you care about the person as a friend. And you think to yourself, wow, I can give you a nice living environment and maybe it'll help making you a better person in life. But it doesn't work that way. I made a mistake. I own the mistake. I apologize to the people that told me you're making a big mistake and we told you so. So let me just put it out here. You were right. I was wrong. And I owe you an apology. Yeah, I swelled up so bad it was unbelievable. I thought I had was going to get lockjaw or something. So turds from the turd, exactly, and all that, and all that. So, um, as I said, it is a win-win situation now because no matter what happens now, because it was a one and done situation, I want to reiterate again that channels that are terminated with one single blow are generally channels that have done something that is of such a nature. Now I've had strikes before, too much skin, blah blah blah. We know that just gets you a strike. It doesn't terminate your channel, okay? But you get the mother of all strikes, and it has to be something of a really serious order. I would say that the odds of getting a channel back that had one strike would be zero. And then you further go out and you violate YouTube's rules and conditions against uploading and creating and using other channels to upload. Well, you're skating on thin ice with very fat shoes. Okay. Like I said, I don't know how things turn out at the end because I'm moving forward in my life. I'm not going to dwell upon it. I know that I just did the level best I could. I know that I did more than anybody else in this community, period, with dogged determination to try to do the best to remove somebody from the community that is not only a menace to the community, but a menace to the world in general. So, what more can a person do? That's it. That's it. Yeah, get that M60 down range. That's it. So I feel good about myself. I feel good about what I've accomplished. I've shared that with two people on here on YouTube, one of whom is in the side chat tonight. Not going to reveal who it is at this moment, but they will bear witness that what I'm saying is exactly true because this person is a truth teller, okay? This person straight up, you might think what you want about this person, but in my opinion, this person is a paragon of integrity. In my opinion, in my experience, and this is somebody that I kind of went around for a while, not knowing if I'm in good or bad for a year or two with this person. I will bring. How you doing, Cyanide? I will bring. I will bring receipts galore. But we just have to see how things go. No, I didn't alienate a lot of folks. I've alienated a few folks. The growth of my channel continues to tell me that it was very few folks. You don't have to take Jennifer out. We don't have to. We don't have to. We can let people have their say as long as they're not cursing and things. People that are my friends and were my friends are still around today. There's very few people that I've alienated on my channel. Some people go out and out jealousy. There was one guy that used to be a friend, write song about me and sing and play guitar. One day just turns. Who can explain it? Joins the crew of, oh, you used Elbo for content. It's like, really? And now Elbo's this paragon of virtue. He's a good guy. Okay, right? Yes, folks still stuck by me. Of course they do, because I'm a decent person at my core. Because I'm a decent person in my core. I don't sit here and waste a lot of uploads, having big drama fests and things. It's very rare when I come out a night like tonight and just lay out a situation like this, because I think it's important. I think it's important that we back up the things that we say and we don't just come out and BS about it. We come out with the real proof. So I'm just saying that I feel great because I dug my teeth in for a month and I did not let go. And I feel great about that, no matter how it turns out. But you know what? At the end of the day, I had to cast that line into the water about a dozen times before I finally got a bite. But I got a bite. How will it turn out? I don't know. We know YouTube. Nothing surprises me about YouTube. See. Yeah, I tried. That's right, Jennifer. So I appreciate your thought. Yes, I lost a few people along the way. But there was a couple people who said, I'm not coming around when he's there. And what do? They come around. And they start calling names from the side chat. Then they want to come on panel. And, I'm like thinking to myself, why are you here? You said you weren't going to come around. And here you are. Get some Kool-Aid. Like, yeah, I learned my lesson. So I'm apologizing to the people that, that told me I would be wrong. And I'm apologizing to the people that think that I use the situation for my own gain. And tell you that I move forward in life. And I don't hold any vindictiveness in my heart, because that's the kind of stuff that it hurts you in the long run, not the other person, and that's for sure. Enrolling on my end, don't do it from the get go. Just, hey Mark, how you doing? Yeah, just catch up in the morning. Hi Debbie, how are you? There's more story to be told. I'm sure things are going to unfold. But the thing that I try to tell people is that things take time on YouTube. They do very thorough investigations. I use RB Debs as an example. Around Thanksgiving, I think she lost her channel. It got taken over and hijacked. It took her almost 2.5 months to get her channel back. She'd given up all hope, and then one day, bam, it's back, and it's hers again. Wheels of a huge organization, one of the largest corporations in the world, one of the biggest capitalization corporations, one of the largest employers in the world. Still was a very daunting task to administer all of these YouTube channels and to investigate and check things out. It takes time, especially when somebody's trying to be sneaky and use other pathways. You have to connect all the dots before that person has even developed their devious plan. You have to tell people what the person's going to be doing. In other words, you have to lay down the breadcrumbs for the trail for them to follow. But remember, we're in a win-win situation here. So, no, I didn't lose my channel, no, but I could have, and I'm going to outline that for another night. What this very crass person tried to do, which was almost unheard of on YouTube. Yeah, very well. I don't know if I would have lost it. But I very well could have, because of the sickness that consumes this person's mind, this jealousy, that he would never achieve anything near what I achieved on YouTube. And I think that's the thing that bothered him most, is it was the one mountain that he could never climb over. And YouTube, to those kind of people, is like a game of chutes and ladders. You're climbing up, you're climbing over top of people. You're beating people into the ground to get to the top, and all of a sudden you take that one misstep. And remember, the game of chutes and ladders, all the way down the chute to the very, very bottom. So what are you going to do? You're going to pretend that didn't hurt at all and get up and dust yourself off. Let's start climbing the ladder again. Yeah, of course the appeal was denied. One strike terminations are exceedingly rare on YouTube. You have to do something that is within those boundaries of that nuclear, the heart of the nuclear reactor that nobody's supposed to touch, okay? All right, and you don't write them and tell them, I'm what's best for business and I've made money. You know what? In the scheme of things on YouTube, you are a monetary peanut. I am a monetary peanut. Okay? Let's not kid ourselves. Let's not kid ourselves on YouTube. You and I, we're chump change, man. Okay? Let's not kid ourselves. I wouldn't attempt to live on the peanuts that YouTube shells out and gives every month. But let's not kid ourselves. It's BS. It's chump change on YouTube. We're nothing to YouTube. We are bottom of YouTube. We are literally nothing. We are like what people stepped on the sidewalk and have to wipe off of their shoes, okay? We are nothing down here. Let's not be delusional about our little piddling few thousand subscribers and of some AdSense every month. Really? We are small change. Hey gamer, how you doing? Yeah, Google is a multi-billion organization. You get up around people that have 100,000, a million, something. Now you're talking about some coin. But in our little corner of YouTube, we're like a small little cottage industry down here, pounding our little nails in. We are Santa's elves on the land of misfit toys. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna step over top of people for a few dollars on YouTube in the game of chutes and ladders. Yitzhak, you're too cute. I love Yitzhak. Yeah, they were going after me hard. Yeah. So, but yeah, YouTube's a playground. That's exactly right. Come at me hard. I go at things from a legal perspective and from an administrative because that's where I cut my teeth. That's my whole job is to just do boring, repetitive paperwork that would be mind numbing to the average person. They would go insane. But I eat that stuff for breakfast. I eat no for breakfast. I eat denied for breakfast. I eat try again, try again, try again. Throw that line in again, try again, try again. Push back some more. You don't accomplish anything in life unless you're willing to work hard for it. And battling with YouTube is no different. So. Yeah, I'm gonna have a Halloween party. Yep, we're gonna have a. I'm gonna be dressed up for Halloween. Yes, I certainly am. Well, certainly now. I mean, I don't mind if people bang me around a little bit. That's making content for YouTube. But there's a big difference when you get to swatting and you're like the current one I'm working on now is people harassing family, making filthy phone calls, and I finally got the Santa Rosa police involved. I mean, it takes time. It's not an easy thing to pursue, but their level of involvement is going to depend on how determined they think that you are in wanting to pursue justice and being able to name names of people and stuff. How you doing, Charla? Nice to see you. So we'll see how things play out. Yeah, the new bathing suit. Yeah, but it was a great trip. Tonight I'm going to tell my story. I want to do it on somebody else's channel. Another good friend of mine, somebody I have a lot of regard to, somebody I think is a really decent character that I've met in real life on here, and I enjoy his demeanor. I enjoy his veracity, his honesty, and his integrity. So I contacted him and asked him if we could do it on his particular channel. So he agreed. So just stay tuned. I don't want to name the name because we're trying to get everything is pending. Everything is pending right now, so we're waiting to hear. He's trying Frankfurt from the Rock Your Picture Show. Oh yeah, Frank and I usually go as just my street hoe outfit on for Halloween with my witch's hat. Um, YouTube is why I don't want to make content. You can make content, but just do it. I've met Pocket Change before. He came up to the Rancho. Yeah, came up to the Rancho. I hear you, Darren. So stay tuned, guys. It's going to be a continuing story. Like I said, I'm very thrilled today after 1 month of. Like I said, I would have left well enough alone if I hadn't have been bothered with. But I tell you, I will never let this one go. YouTube will have the final say in it. But if if I'm successful on YouTube and things play out the way that I think that they may, and I can't be sure, I will do my best to make sure this person never has a presence on YouTube again because he's proven himself unworthy of being a content creator on YouTube. And I hate to say that, but like I say, it was like the movie First Blood, right? I didn't draw First Blood, so but when somebody came at me with a something like that, I'm gonna fight back, and I'm gonna fight back hard, and I'm gonna fight back with every ounce of ability I have to draft letters and emails and get the right ear to get things done. Um, Dance hall girl, saloon girl, that's me. I'm on the Rosie bus. Oh, I know, Cyanide. You're wonderful. You are wonderful. Yeah, it's good to see Charlotte. So that's it. Keep tuned in. we can relax now and chill out a little bit. If anybody has any questions, justice for all. Thank you, Fiction Fighter. I just wish people had a little bit easier going. Just didn't take this thing so seriously sometimes because I think it affects some people's brains. It just the money, 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 the money. It's now I finally understand what the quote trolls were talking about in 2015 when they were going after e-begging and things. It's just it is kind of distasteful. It really is. It really is. So we shall see. Good night, Kim. Are you leaving? Okay. So. Yeah, I appreciate that. So if ever anybody has any questions or anything, it's been an hour and a half, which is plenty. I've got laundry I'm doing here, so I want to thank you guys for being along and keep your fingers crossed. Say a little prayer. The things work out, but like I said, we're in a win-win situation now. We cannot lose at this point in time, which is great. This is like the Napoleonic Wars, right? We've had we've chased Napoleon to the island of Elba into exile, but he's escaped and he's on the loose in France again. And the 100 Days is underway, so it'll be a thrilling game, right? As little Napoleon out there. Yeah, thank you, Kitten Cat, and thank you very much, Kitten Cat. I really appreciate it. So we shall see. We'll see what happens. With that, I'm going to close it out tonight and wish you all a wonderful night. Please stay tuned. If you're not subbed up, please do so, and I will let you know the particulars as more things fall into place here. But as I said, the important thing for my heart is to move forward because I've now literally done everything that I can, and I feel good about myself for having done that. And you know, I feel good about that. So, okay, thank you. All the best. Thank the fish is flopping and the chance for life. Yeah. So, well, that makes it all the sweeter when the fish finds out the tide's going out. Have a great night, everybody. And your thumbs up are appreciated. If you haven't hit the thumbs up button, please do so. And have a wonderful rest of your evening. Look at Darren. Glad you got that. Glad you got that curtain fixed back there. Jeez, I love you, Darren. All right, everybody. Have a good night.